Do you ever feel stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure about what to do next to grow your business? You are not alone, and this is the podcast for you. Welcome to Boost Your Business by Business Heroes. This is where service based entrepreneurs, whether you're delivering in person, online, or a mix of both, come to get the strategies, the insights, and actionable steps you need to level up your business with clarity, confidence, and impact. So let's dive in. Hi, and welcome to today's live with me, Sarah Watts. It's Boost Your Business Live episode. And I would like to talk about how we can do to stop chasing clients and how we will be able to build reoccurring revenue. And I think the idea of being in a position where this sounds familiar is to start every month thinking about where will your next client come from? What would you actually spend time doing that is profitable this month? And if that's you, you have maybe sometimes some months are great and sometimes the months are not so great. And you feel like you are stuck in a position where you don't know if you have reoccurring revenue. It's like a constant cycle of chasing new clients. And I think that that's something that you are not alone in, if that's you. And if it's not you, happy for you. Absolutely, you will get some good momentum from this live as well. But I think that if you are in the case of every single month you have to revisit like your client list and refigure out how can I get money this week or this month to pay for my cost or for my salary or for my team. And I think that sometimes a lot of businesses have been really, really great, and sometimes you have a downside time, and then that's when you feel the stress and that trigger point of feeling maybe I'm not cut out for doing this business thing. And I don't want you to feel that way, and that's why I wanted to talk about the subject today about the thing that we are not going to chase clients. We need to figure out how to have a business model to get reoccurring revenue. And that's my point today. And I think that a lot of times, if you have been in business for a few years, you might think that, okay, I'm selling one-off services for a while, and when things pick up, I will start thinking about building a more stable business with more recurring revenue. But instead, you have built a job where you're just trying to fulfill everything that you need to fulfill, and at the same time, you're trying to get the new clients in and chasing them. And I don't want that stressful position for you. Even if that's natural to come at times in business, I want us to be sure to think strategically and working on our business now for the coming maybe like 30 minutes to say, okay, let's see what I have and what I can do with what I have to make sure that I have clients that I work with for a longer time than just one-offs. Okay, so I will think about the next slide if you are watching on the live. If you are not watching on live, I am now going to talk about what we're going to cover for this session. And the cover is going to be the 3 biggest mistakes that keep your income to be unpredictable. What are the 3 biggest mistakes? We will cover them. And we will also cover what shifting from one-off sales to recurring means. And I will give you some real example of businesses that turned one-offs to recurring income, and also how you can package and price for long-term retention. And of course, we're going to use the Business Heroes grid in this to make this shift. So if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and download that grid for free. Head over to businessheroes.io/VS/grid. And I think that would be the best way to get it. If you haven't done so, if you are listening to it as a podcast, maybe you stop it or you watch the replay on the live, go and stop it, go and download it. If you haven't, if you're here live, I'm so happy that you spent time with me live. So don't bother. This is going to be okay for you anyway. You can download it afterwards and map it out. So this is the framework that we use in most of our trainings, and it gives you clarity where your business is. You map out your business and you figure out what the gaps are and how you can get into action, actually make it happen for you. And that's what we are all about, making it happen. So let's look at the three biggest mistakes that business owners have, that they keep them stuck where they are. And I think the first thing is selling one-offs services. So what is a one-off service then? A one-off service could be one haircut, or maybe one cutting the lawns, or maybe one business contract. It could be one coaching session. That's a one-off service in my kind of view. And if we look at the one-off service for I want them to have a longer plan. That's what we are thinking about. So if you are selling only one-off services without a long-term plan, this is something that we should avoid. And that's what we're going to move away from. And the other thing that we can look at in the business mistakes is not guiding the clients on an ongoing relationships. There's like no natural next step. And we talked about that before during the lives and in the podcast, that we have to be the guide. We have to take our potential clients, our ideal clients that we love to work with, we have to guide them through their customer journey. And we have to support them in a good way to make that happen. So if you are doing this mistake, not having an ongoing guide to an ongoing relationship, and this is like, if you have just one-off services, this is like, why I don't have anything else. So maybe that's what you have to figure out from now on. How can you make a service that is going to be an ongoing service for your clients? And we're going to talk about some examples on how to do that in this session. And then we have the pricing. The pricing does not reflect and create predictable income. Maybe you're then charging just per project, per session, per consult hour. It's not building retention. So you have to look at those things. So if you're one of the ones that make that mistakes, you are going to see something different today. So I want you to think about that the predictable income comes from predictable services. So this has to do with your service ladder. What kind of offers do you have that they can come into? And if you don't have a service ladder, you are going to build one, because you want this retention, you want this predictable income. But it's up to you as a service provider to actually make this happen and then communicate that to the clients and giving them that ongoing relationship plan. So these are the mistakes, and I'm all for everybody has done them before, and a lot of us are doing it still. And sometimes you catch yourself saying, oh, I did something I thought it was meant to be, but then it's just like maybe exchanging hours for dollars, and I don't want that either. So let's figure out a way to get more income into your business, so you can invest in yourself, in your business, and getting a good salary to bring back home and pay your team a good salary. Do things that really matters to you. And you have to do that in a different way than just delivering 1 hour, 4 hours, and for money. So let's look at how we can avoid these mistakes. Okay. So I want you to transition to reoccurring revenue if this is where you are. So it's shifting your mindset, like I said, from one-time sales to an offer ladder. So what is an offer ladder? Offer ladder is usually like an entry point offer that is a smaller offer that could be a good offer for them to get to know you and get a good result from. But then you can take that into the next service and the next service and the next service to help them with even more things. To really know your ideal clients is the key here. To know how you will see what more can I help them with, and how can I create that offer ladder. And usually the offer ladder is also more money for more advanced services. So make it easy for your client to stay longer with you. Make it easy. If you can help them, or you and your team can help them, or if you and a partner from another company that can partner together can help them with something even more, or you can refer them to someone else when you are done with the client, you can refer them to someone else and they can get their help and you can get a commission for providing that connection. That is also a way of thinking about the offer ladder. So really think about your clients, your ideal clients, where they are and how you can help them even more. And you can use a subscription-based model. That's like I think that most things nowadays can be bought by subscription. We have subscription on mobile phones. We have subscription on TV channels or streaming services. We have subscription on the internet, on Wi-Fi. We have subscription services on food, on dog food, on all those things. And why can't you think about a subscription thing for your business? I will challenge you to think about that, because the thing of the subscription business, it's recurring and it's predictable, and it gives you the possibility to breathe and the possibility to actually work on your business instead of always chasing new clients into your business. So I would say maybe a consultant, let's say this example, a consultant who previously worked with one-off projects switched to a monthly advisory model. Okay, instead of maybe then having implementation time, which is worth less, maybe you can move up a ladder and say, I'm going to be an advisory model, where the clients pay for ongoing strategy sessions and support instead of just one-off projects. And maybe that's not the first thing they buy. Maybe they buy the first project with you. But then you can advise them saying, we can continue working and I can do this for you. So think about what that could be for you. For that consultant, that meant the shift to recurring revenue. Another example I looked at was, instead of selling single sessions for a fitness coach, the fitness coach creating a subscription model where the client paid a monthly fee for a group coaching, accountability, and access to premium resources. So how would that look into your business if you could do the same thing like this fitness coach did? So instead of just having like one session for like starting them into one training session and maybe working with them like 5 times or something, in a way, you can do it for 12 months at a time. And if you can then start doing this in a group coaching, it takes less hours, gives them more possibility to find friends with the same interest. You can have accountability where you can have automated systems to check in with them to make sure that they do what they should. And you can have the premium resources, which could be like fitness exercises, food, recipes, shopping list, how you can avoid this, how you can add this. All those things can be a good thing for the fitness coach. And the fitness coach could, if they wanted to, work with someone who is more a dietitian, who works more with the nutrition part of the body. That can be a real good complement for the fitness coach, if that fitness coach does not have the possibility to cover both areas. So that's another example. And I will give you another example as well. My son, or our son, he has a photographer business. And he decided pretty early on that his interest was both being a chef and cook food. And his interest was to take really good pictures of restaurants, of hotels, where they cook food, they present food, they deliver food to the table, they make the restaurant really nice and suitable for different seasons. And they want to position the restaurants in a really good way so people understand how it feels to be in the restaurant. So Philip decided to, when he got his first camera, I think when he was 10. So he started working in our other business, which is like an influencer business where we are talking about grill and barbecue, and it's called Grillbloggen. And in that, we have a YouTube channel, we have the Instagram, we have the blog. There was so many possibilities for him to capture the collaborations that his dad and I did with companies, competitions, other things that we did as well for getting all the content that you need when you are an influencer. So he really knew how to position himself, so he was not in the way when everything was done. At the same time, he decided to go out and got to be a chef. So that's his education, and he's been working in restaurants since he started his education, since it was COVID. So most of his education actually took place at restaurants. So he has a really good experience. So he knows exactly where things are happening in the kitchen. He knows how to do it himself, but at the same time, he knows how to be a photographer in a restaurant without being in the way, and he can predict what's going to be happening. So he has a subscription package for restaurants and hotels where he combines both his interest of food and cooking and his interest and competence in photography and video. So he has a subscription-based model where he goes to a restaurant, he takes pictures for the first time, they get 30 pictures and a couple of reels. And then if they like it, they continue with a subscription-based model for 6 or 12 months at a time, and then they can renew. And he comes every month and he takes new 30 pictures. So they have for the Instagram and all the social media, but also they have a really good library of photos that can be used in press releases, in magazines, in local papers, everywhere that you need to have fresh, good pictures that are not taken by someone with bad lighting, with maybe a phone. That is a good compliment, but they also need this professional thing of seeing how, like behind the scenes, how people are working in the kitchen, how people are serving, how they're prepping the food, how people are experience the dining or the lunch area or the entrance of the hotel. So he captures all these things that are very timely. So if it's Eastern, or if it's summer, or if it's winter, or if it's outdoor seating, it's indoor seating, like all these things that people can experience, they have that in their library. So for them and for the clients, it means that they have up-to-date season of photos all the time. And for him, it means that he can predict his income. And he doesn't have to chase clients all the time, since they sign up for a longer time of working together. And the longer they work together, the more they know what to do and what they can complement with. And the client doesn't have to find new photographers in last minute when they need to have fresh photos. So that's one other example. And my fourth example that I want to bring up is I spoke with a hairdresser, a hairstylist, at a conference this fall. And she said that she was kind of tired of not being able to predict her schedule. People calling last minute and she couldn't fit them in. She had long-term clients, but they came maybe every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks. It was unpredictable. So what she figured out was to figure out how to do a subscription package. So or a membership model. It's a, how can I say it? They created like 3 memberships. So the one was the most easy one was the basic plan. It was monthly trims and styling. And then they had a standard plan with haircut, styling, and root touch-ups. And then they had the premium plan, which was like unlimited trim, styling, and color maintenance, plus priority booking. So for her, it meant that she could schedule the clients in every month, and they can come on the time and the day that they wanted, and like that was their slot. At the same time, it was for her, she knew that she had a longer term relationship with her clients, and she could put some emails together to send them out before, because she knew that they'd kind of come and say, hey, here's some things that I think we're going to make happen next time. Or here, I saw that you're going to do this and this in a 2 weeks time. Maybe we can reschedule, make sure that you are up to date with your hair when you are at the conference speaking, or whatever that client was going to use this premium plan for. So really think about services that might not be natural, like subscription models. Maybe you can figure out how can you use subscription models in your business, or a membership model, just to get that retainer working. And the shift for these four examples are that they got more like a financial stability and a long-term client relationship. And they were reducing the time that they had to market themselves and be on sales calls and get new people into the door in their business. So I think that that kind of way of looking at your business when it comes to getting that predictability and that stability would be a good thing. So I think that we need to look at where we can help. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the grid on the screen and say that if you have this in front of you, if you have not, go and grab it when you have time, and look for places where clients already need ongoing support in your business. So look for places inside of the grid where clients already need ongoing support. And identify services that clients would benefit from regular check-ins. And create a clear path for the clients to move from one-time service to a long-term relationship. So these three things, when you come to the external activities and offers, get booked, and multiply, are usually the places where you present an offer and the client says yes. So think about what would be your first offer and how can you package it? What questions do you need to ask to qualify them in different packages? And if you have a retainer or if you have a subscription, tell them that, okay, well, let's do this first project together. Like if you are a website designer, let's do the first website. And then maybe we go on to the next thing with ongoing services when it comes to maintaining SEO, maintaining fast delivery of support packages into the platform that they use for the website. All those things you can talk about that you have, but you can say, well, let's do it step by step. And now they know the future. They might not want to sign up for everything at once because they don't have any experience of working with you yet. But they will. And when they do, you can say, okay, now we're done with this part. Let's move into the next phase. What do you think about this? When would you like to start? And have a good conversation with them, that what that means and what the result is for them and what the convenience is for them as well. So predictable revenue isn't just about making more money. It's actually about creating freedom for you and for the client to be knowingly aware what's going on in their business and what you help them with consistently. It creates stability for you and the client. And when you're working with different partners and different suppliers all the time, you have to spend a lot of time to get to know each other. You have to figure out how you work together the best way. If you already have that experience, it's easy for them to continue working with you. So make it easy for them to do that. And it's also a space that you can get if you do group exercises inside of this, if you have a resource library inside of this, if you have something that makes it more scalable, not growing with a bunch of clients, but when they come into certain service packages in your offer ladder, it's not as much time for you to deliver them one-to-one. It's more maybe a group setting or a process where you can do things at once with several clients. So think about how you can make that happen for you, because then you are building a business where you're not constantly chasing the clients. So think about how you can package your services as well to make that clear upgrade path, and how you can incentivize retention with extensive, exclusive benefits for reoccurring clients. I know that it's easy for companies to say, hey, if you're a new client, never bought from us before, let's have 20% off. Or you never been here doing any subscription of this and you get some money off. But how about the people that actually are the loyal clients for you, that you're ambassadors that would like to come into a retainer business with you? Of course, you're going to make them feel that they are valued in a much more sense than throwing money on new clients. So think about how you can make that exclusive benefits for recurring clients show up good, both for you and your client. And make the decision simple for the client. Make it easy for them to say yes in every single time you present something for them, because that's going to help you to show value to them and help them to say yes. So I think that that's my the main training today is to look inside of the grid. Take it out on the desk in front of you and get some colored papers and pens, sticker notes, and start being creative. Think about how you can build in a subscription, retainer, ongoing package service to your clients so you don't have to chase so many of them again. Okay, so if you would like to have our help to be the accountability partner to make this happen for you, you're always welcome to join the Business Heroes Academy, which is our entrepreneurship school for service-based businesses. And it's only the owners that are welcomed. And we do this for businesses all over the world. And you join a program where we meet every single week in a group. We have a community, we have resources. But the thing is, it's accountability. And it's a community with people that are heartful entrepreneurs that really want to help and impact more people with their services and knowledge. And we help them actually to create that space for them to work on their business and not just inside of their business all the time. And if you would like to, you can also go into our Business Heroes Grid mini course. It's been for free for a while now, and now we started adding it into our regular portfolio of courses. So this mini course is $197 or euro if you decide to buy it in euros instead. But since you are a follower of our lives, or you are listening to this in a podcast, or you're watching the replay, I would like to give you some incentives and a thanks for showing up. So it's not even an hour-long training, but you get everything from getting to know your client, get to know their client journey, and how you support it in your business. And you will discover the gaps, and when you will get an action plan written down in the workbook that is like 45 pages or something. So it's really extensive, so you can make all the notes that you want to, you can get into action. And you can get it for only $27 or 27 euros if you decide to use the euros instead. And you use the code GRID27 at the exit. So you can go to businessheroes.io/grid to the checkout and enter the coupon code of GRID27 to make that happen for you. And I would love to walk you through the whole grid, how you use it, because this is what we deep dive in today, but there is so much more that you can do with the grid. Okay, so I would love to have your questions. So if you are watching this on the LinkedIn Live or Facebook Live, or if you're watching it, the recording on YouTube, or you are listening to it on the podcast, I would love you to send me a DM if you have a question so I can respond to it. I would love to know what sparked your interest the most about this session, what your idea is going forward. And if you have any questions, you can also just put them into the question area underneath this video. And that's the thing that I really like the most, getting to these deep conversations after these lives, because I think that we can do so much more as service providers than we do. So I think it's time to level up. It's time to level up as entrepreneurs. It's time to level up as service-based businesses to do more good for people, because what they are longing for is people that are real, that are present, that are experts in their fields, that they will love to get to know, to help them transition from where they have a problem and to where they want to be. And you can be one of them if you are more visible, if you have the right packaging and pricing, and if you are consistent working on your business instead of just being inside of the business. How much we love to work with our clients, we also need to work on our business to make it even better for our clients in the future. So thank you so much for today, and have a good time until the next time. Bye.